I just think that in reality, you gotta have common sense along with book smart. You gotta have common sense. If you don't know not to put your hand on this damn stove because it's hot, that means you have no common sense. It's hot. You know you don't supposed to put your hand on it.
What we're seeing, what's going on is, unfortunately, you have a lot of fathers in prison, right? We were programmed early on, Mo, when the fathers couldn't be in the home, when our parents had to be on welfare. So we were programmed then. They was programming us then to take the man out the home, right? The head, the guy who's supposed to teach his son how to shave, tie his tie. Eye opener. This is for a conversation for our kids and grandkids. Because if we pass it to our kids, they should be passing it down to their kids. But they're watching us, so we act out here acting a fool. Guess what's gonna happen? Who they learning from? Where they getting information from?
You know what? This is exactly why the therapists or the counselors, my job becomes harder, because I deal with the men that are being taken, I'll say, addicted to something. Either to sex. They're addicted to sex. They're addicted to drugs. They have miscommunication. They're angry. They're angry at their fathers for not being in the picture. They're angry at the mothers for what the mothers couldn't provide. And I'm speaking from a mother that came from a marriage. So I was married and the husband left.
About black, I don't think it's for all cultures, but like dude said, man, women want the bad boy, they attracted to them. They're not attracted to the nerds or anything like that, because they made fun of them in high school. They had their own businesses, or they come up with new inventions, and then they probably think later on, I should have talked to him or something like that. But it's that's what they like, because they said in these rap videos, they said in the movie. So it's all.
Like, I don't feel like police being in the area is the answer because of the tension. There's already problems. Like, if I see you, the first thing in my mind is to run, hide. They gonna search me, gun me down, Trayvon. I don't think that that's the answer. But
okay, Molly Moho. Appreciate all y'all for tuning in as always. They got it a lot better than we had it growing up. We literally had to wait on daddy or mommy to hand us money or food stamps to go to the store. Now, and they can be all the way at work and say, "Mom, I'm hungry, I need more money." Cash out right to your car and you good. So it's different times. So.
Who we got in here? What up, D? Got Big D in the house. What up, Big D? Angie Ann, y'all the first ones in. Okay. Appreciate it. Y'all just getting in, hit that like button. Y'all already know the shit. Trying to get as many people in as possible. We're gonna have a good show today. Man. It's so much. We only got a few days left in this Black History Month that, shouldn't be Black History Month, but we celebrate it anyway. And I'm just share some things that been going on during this Black History Month that I just don't agree with. What up, Woo? We got the Woo in here. Who else we got in here? My bad, I gotta send it to you. Sending the link out to everybody. Y'all probably get it more than once. My bad if y'all got this joint about 5 times. I be just sending it out to everybody. I be multitasking, y'all. We're going to start out with this tweet from James Bradley. That's what we're going to start out with. I'm going to just keep it up here so when the people come in, they can already see what we talking about today, because that's what been going on during Black History Month. It's in the group chat, Janice. I've been sent the link. I send a link every morning, didn't I? It might be failed. Let me see. I'm over here wondering what Janice that she didn't even get the link, y'all. Let me see. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I should have sent it. Let me get Janice up in here. Y'all in here, please hit that like button. I'm gonna put this tweet up here because this is what he tweeted. He basically saying he will apologize to black people for slavery when they apologize for crime. Sickening to me. Yep, it did fail, Janice. Yep, it got the red mark on it. Let me hit resend. Sometimes my messages don't go through when I'm on the phone for some reason. I need to start making sure that it goes through. What's up, Lady B? Got Lady B in the house. Y'all all need to add each other too on Facebook if y'all on Facebook, man. There's a lot of good people that be in the comments, man. I know that got their own businesses, and some of y'all do some of the same things. I still got my bracelet too, Lady B. You know, any of y'all, I don't know if she's still doing. I think that was the last piece she made. There we go, Janice just popped in. Hey Jan, I didn't even the link ain't go through this whole time. I'm over here like, where's Janice at? Like, I know she gonna pop in because she had let me know when she ain't coming on. Hey Janice, how you doing today?
I'm well, Ma. How are you today?
Oh man, I'm doing good. I'm doing good. Just few last about the last weekend Black History Month. So I just want to show some of the people what's been going on during this Black History Month. Lady B say hey too.
Hey, Bernice.
Yeah, we're gonna have a good one today. This the tweet from I don't know if any of y'all know James Bradley. I think he running for something in California, senator or something in California. But I don't care. I don't really care for the politicians anyway. But this was his tweet. He said he'll apologize to black people, which we never asked for his apology. I don't get this. Why white people keep randomly coming out trying to apologize? We ain't asked for y'all apology. We asked for reparations.
Right.
That's all we asked for. But they keep coming out trying to apologize. Now he feel like he should, or people want him to apologize, which we don't. And he's saying he apologized when we stop committing crime. Basically saying I
Oh, wow.
apologize to black people for slavery when they apologize to me for crime. I was like, you serious? I said, I gotta see how my people feel about this. What come to your mind, Janet? And this white
Oh man, again, entitlement. That was the first thing came to my mind. Are you out of your mind? The Nothing could compare to whatever you saying. No crime. You know what I'm saying? You gonna justify crime as opposed to violence towards a whole culture? Come on, dude. I don't know what state he in, but we need to find out.
you in Cali, you in
Oh,
California.
well, that's gonna be weird because the governor have approved reparations. So I guess
Exactly.
he must be running for senator. So if he is, then of course, but the governor going, he trumps everything they say anyway. But he can get a whole lot of allies behind him. But this is nonsense. This is now we get ready to see the real racists and abolitionists.
And why Black History Month? They choose to do this on Black History Month. It's like they've been doing a lot of other things too, but this tweet right here really got to me. I was like, it's just certain things they say just to break the internet, because before that, I never even heard of James Bradley. This is the
Right.
only reason I heard of James Bradley because he said some negative shit like this. And I was like, oh, yeah, let me go say something back. Because I did go and I tweeted back at him. And I apologize for everything. I said, I apologize for your people grabbing us up and forcing us into slavery. I apologize for us. You have to sit back in your house and watch us commit crime amongst each other. You act like we going out there shooting and committing crime against whites. Most of the crime we commit is against ourselves. So it's like, come on, why we need to apologize to you for committing crime to ourselves majority of the time? So I don't like this dude. Nobody vote for him, especially if you're black. And I don't even vote. Normally, I don't even care about who vote for who. But this dude, don't even go out there. If you black and you vote for this dude, then we got some questions. We got Dr. P in here. What up,
Hey,
Dr.
Dr. P.
Andy said, who are you to be
Right.
apologizing to him? Really? Exactly, Janice. Hey, my peeps. What it do? Slicky Woo in the house.
DJ Slicky.
On the field, convicted.
Yes. But they're gonna project, they're gonna try to deflect. All that's gonna happen when we just look at what the damage that was done. Look at what's still going on right now. Hey Malik, So again, I don't want to hear this nonsense because until you come to the table and say something like the governor did, he's about to start reparations. Until you're not honestly compassionate or feel sorry for, or you can't apologize for anything that your people did because you don't feel like it was wrong.
Yeah.
You're just trying to find a way to dance around what's really going on with all this violence towards black people. And we cannot forget slavery. Are you serious? I
And
don't
it's
get it.
Black History Month. We can't even get a month. You know, it's like they gotta say something, they gotta do something, but they don't stop there, y'all. Like this Black History Month. That's what y'all gotta remember. These are things that's going on during these times, and I'm gonna show it. I'm gonna highlight it. That's why I don't like that they give us a month, and then they give us the shortest month out of all of them. So it's just like, come on, man. They ain't got no Jewish month. What Morgan Freeman asked him, do you want a month? Yeah, y'all want a month, Chinese month? Like nobody got a month but us. Like, come on, man.
Right.
Every day is Black History Day, you know. But check this out, y'all. This is in Miami. This is a daycare. They're accused of putting children in blackface for Black History Month. How the hell is that for? Like they just.
And Courtney Politis were getting ready for their daughter's first birthday party a week ago when they got a call from a fellow Studio Kids daycare parent.
Calls me and she's like, you won't believe the photos that were sent to me from this classroom.
It was true. They did not believe these pictures.
She told me they painted all the kids' face black and said Happy Black History Month. I couldn't believe it. My brain was malfunctioning.
Pictures that were shared on the school's messaging app showed preschoolers in blackface.
I was angry that somehow that, fell through the crack. And like I said, I wasn't sure how this came about and who decided to do this, but it seemed like it was multiple failures on the school's part.
When I sent it to the owner director, it was like, I'm sorry, with a question mark. I don't understand what's racist. We don't use those words. It was her response to me. And the first response is the real response.
The couple says they met with the daycare's owner on Monday and have since pulled their children, who are biracial, out of the private Miami daycare. Courtney says she had to take care of the kids at home this week.
But for it to be my child that has to be disappointed and has to change his routine, it broke my heart. How
What's
are we
up,
going to pull our
everybody?
kids?
This is Big Tony of the legendary Trouble Phone, and you're tuned in to the Tom Won't Show. Let's get it.
Let's get it, y'all. Let's get it. What's y'all thoughts on this? Malik, I see we gonna get to that too, Malik, because a lot of people, say like we was never slaves. Back in the day, we was prisoners of war, and that's what they do. They enslaved your people. So we still were slaves, you can give whatever name you want. And that's what they do in the jail cells today. They lock people up and they get cheap labor out of them. So it just lets you know when a lot of our ancestors, they was born in jail, basically born into prison. That's some weird thing. But what's your thoughts on this, Janice? This daycare, this not even a school. This daycare, they ain't even get to school yet. They got these kids wearing blackface for Black History Month. I don't get it.
This was out of order, Maul. The sad thing is, when people start acknowledging they're wrong, when you say it with sincerity that you apologize, people can accept that. But when you try to constantly defute a lie or something that's wrong, these kids are very much too young to know anything about Black history in this aspect. They don't know nothing about color. They just want to come to school and play with their friends.
Yeah.
Preschool, daycare? This was wrong. I mean, I'm going to my grandson's play on Friday. I'm waiting to see some nonsense. Or me and the principal going to have a conversation. No, I'm just kidding, y'all. But I will write a letter. But this was wrong. I don't think Miami, but down there in Florida, they're doing a lot of reckless things as it relates to slavery, right? They don't want the books in the school. They don't want the Black children to know their history. So again, we're still living in a time where it's right in our face. They keep on throwing rocks, trying to hide their hands, but you can't.
Can't hide it. So
this is crazy. I don't understand how even from the president to the crack house, we all know what slavery is, what it did to this country, what we did for this country. So how you sit here and not acknowledge this? This just let us know. I mean, we're seeing it right up front. Who is racist and who's not? Who care? Who's an abolitionist? All that. We're seeing it.
Yeah, you can't be what you can't see. You know, that's what I've been holding on to a lot, Malik. A lot of these kids can't be what they can't see. A lot of these parents can't teach what they don't know. You know, so it's up for us to educate each other, you know, so we can pass the knowledge on. Until then, things like this can happen because this is not black history. This is ancient history. You know, but still we know whenever they did blackface, that was just to degrade us. And for Kenny, well, that ain't kindergarten, they kid. They don't even know their colors yet. Some of them probably not even patty trained yet. So it's just like, why would you do that? That's something they just chose to do. That was just some racist stuff. He already got a blackface. So I don't even understand why they put the kids on blackface for one. That's already black. But for the white kid, that's still a little disrespectful. I don't know. Some people just mentally gone out here, Jan.
But
I
they're
really,
brainwashing. This is that programming right here. From that age group, they'll think, you know what I'm saying? They're going to have conversations with their parents. We don't know how this is going to stick to these kids. You know what I'm saying? How they going to process this information. This is awful. This school needs to be reprimanded and fined. And you know what I'm saying? Because this is not okay.
yeah, well, this one I'm gonna show y'all. This is what they teaching their kids. You know, this is a white boy, and this guy been going around asking white kids random questions about Black History Month. Just want to know what they've been taught about black people, you know, in their household. And his father allowed it. You see him in the background. His father going, okay. And I'm gonna play the clip, y'all. Y'all gotta hear what this little kid say. And a lot of people gonna be like, oh, he wrong. He was taught wrong. No, this is actually what it says in there, and he's not wrong about what he's saying because this is what he taught. But the books that he reading, it actually say these things. So I'm just saying, you gotta do your research before you start judging some of these kids. And he's just a kid, and that's what I love about kids. They just gonna tell the truth. Don't matter the color. Kids don't see race. You have white and black kids playing with each other all day until they taught not to. A parent got to come and tell them we don't need you playing with them. Why not? Or because he this and he that, and then they program to stay away. But other than that, all kids that play with each other, don't matter nationality or not. I'm gonna play this clip and y'all give us y'all thoughts on this. This is
Black History Month or baseball?
Baseball.
Baseball over Black History Month?
Baseball.
Why are you choosing that? What about black people?
Because I don't like black people.
Damn, bro, it's Black History Month, bro.
Well, it's not my fault. God told me to say that.
Black.
God told him to say that. And it sounds weird. Like, why would God tell him to say that? Where would he get that from? A lot of
parents.
A lot of people don't understand where he get it from, you know. But I want to know y'all thoughts on that. This little white boy. This going on in Black History Month. So it's just like, who taught him this? Where did he learn this from? What up, Stan the Man? Got Stan the Man out here. Hey, Kimberly just joined in with us. I want to know why y'all think this little kid would say this. You know, kids don't just make things up out of thin air most times, you know. So I'm just saying, I want to know what y'all think. What was your thoughts on hearing this little boy say this? See, God told him not to like black people.
Man, this is what you call programming at its finest.
Yeah.
Programming. He don't even know what, I mean, how would he know what colors are? Who a black person is, unless a parent sat down and talked to them. But they hear it. Just like we always talk about people always cuss. I mean, when people cussing and smoking, and what learned behaviors are learned in the home. So if I'm watching you have all these men in the house and doing all these things, and what do you think is going to run through? Hey, Miss Reynolds, what do you think is going to happen to the kids? How they processing the information? No. This is crazy. But again, Mo, we all know they're being programmed at a very young age to not like black people. This child, he couldn't have been no more than 6.
Yeah, he can't be that old, you know. And it's crazy because his father was really confident in the back, like, go ahead, you can interview my son. Like, he didn't know. He said baseball or black. Like, any kid would have picked baseball, I think. But then he's like, you don't like black people? He's like, nah. He just straight up with it because God told him not to. So that means somebody's preaching to him saying, God said this, God said that. They programming him to think that whatever God he believe in, whatever religion they believe in, they basically telling him that black people is not to be fooled with. And there's a lot of scriptures in the Bible that support what he's saying. You know, that black people this, you are here to serve, obey your master. You know, these scriptures is in the book, and these the books that they read, and so they start to feel like they better than us based off a book that they wrote. You know, like we wrote a book, y'all be thinking the same way as well. So I'm like, do we blame the kid or do we blame the parent? You know, but at the end of the day, this kid will grow up to be a parent. So imagine what he's gonna teach his kids. It never stops. You know, a lot of people think racism is just like, no, you just don't go play with these black kids. No, it's taught through religion. You know, when you get them through religion and tell them that God telling you to not like black people, it's different when you say, oh, look, I'm okay with black people if God tell you not to like them. Oh my God, I can't imagine, you know. So I just want y'all to just be careful and understand that some of these kids getting these things out of these religions, and it's sad, you know. But we got to really keep teaching our kids that they just don't know no better. Because I know if any other little boy come across this little kid and he's saying anything racist, I don't like black, they gonna beat the brakes off the kid.
Yes.
You go outside on the playground. I don't like you black people. God said this. God said y'all not human. God said they gonna beat the brakes off of them. You know, so I don't. They gotta be careful. Say call it what you want. F it. That kid wasn't that mature to come to that conclusion. Exactly. The Bible doesn't say that, nor does my white friends on church. Exactly. I mean, I'm just saying. We're gonna pull up scripture though, where he got it from. I can pull it up for you, Dr. Purpose. You know, I would do that if you want me to. Just let me know. I'm just trying to stay far away from the religions. You know, that when they come to religion, a lot of people, man, they don't like to hear the whole truth. They just like to hear what the pastor told them, which was Caucasian people at the time. But there's another racist thing going on, y'all. I don't know if y'all know Nikki Haley. I think she running for president or whatnot. Like this dude done got Don Lemon done got put off CNN for basically saying some things that he shouldn't have said. And I'm gonna play what he said, but this is just a small clip, and I'm gonna show y'all how the media perception on things. They cut it to the part where he just started off talking about women age. They don't play the whole clip from the very beginning. I'm gonna play this clip for y'all. Y'all give me y'all thoughts. Did he deserve to lose his job? They've been trying to come for a job, I heard, for a while, but let me
Since
know.
people, politicians or something are not in their prime. Nikki Haley isn't in her prime. Sorry. When a woman is considered to be in her prime in her 20s and 30s and maybe 40s.
What are you talking? Wait.
That's not according to me.
Prime for what?
It depends. I mean, it's just like prime. If you look it up, if you Google when is a woman in her prime, it'll say 20s, 30s, and 40s. I don't necessarily.
40s. Oh, I got another.
I'm not saying
decade.
I agree with that. So I think she has to be careful about saying that politicians aren't in their prime.
You need to qualify. Are you talking about prime for like childbearing, or are you talking about prime for being president?
What the facts are.
Get them peoples. I got another clip. What's up, Marty? But I just played the short clip to get y'all perception, and then I played the longer clip as well, because that's how they get you in the media, so they pushed it that he just basically bashed this woman for basically saying the same thing she said. She said men are basically past their prime and they not in their prime. They don't deserve to be still running politics. And he's like, bitch, who said you still in your prime? Like, who told you that at your age you still in your prime? Because I recall 20s, 30s, and 40s women being in their prime, which he fell for. He should have never even said nothing. He should have just brushed it off. But when you come for the women, man, they came for him hard. What was your thoughts on this, Janice?
When I first saw it, I was like, oh, Don, they coming for you. They get ready to come and get you. When he said it. But, I mean, he didn't say nothing too bad. He just said, I wouldn't be offended by that. He just said women in their 50s are not in their prime. But I truly disagree with you because I'm in my 50s and I feel like I'm in my prime. So even if you disagree with the man, you know, social media come for people hard. That's why I don't like social media. But the bottom line is they didn't fire him. He just couldn't get on the call or whatever, the podcast this morning. They ain't firing him. Not for that. They better they do. They definitely gonna get sued.
Yeah, they said, they told the people that he wasn't, you know, just coming on set today. But I think later on they said he lost his job.
Oh,
you
wow.
know, for speaking out, you know, against women and being in their prime. So I'm gonna play almost the full clip because he did mention that. He said like, "Oh, it's just scary. I don't really want to speak on women," but he was like, he mentioned his mother and all that. But I'm gonna play y'all the whole clip. It's only like 30 more seconds of the clip we just seen, but you'll get to see the whole thing, and then we can really make an opinion. Because I think if they'd have showed this, then we probably wouldn't even feel this type of way. But watch.
Notice Nikki Haley when she said that yesterday. Obviously, a dig at Biden, but she said 75 and up, so that would include Trump.
Elder statesman here.
This whole talk about age makes me uncomfortable. I think it's the wrong road to go down. She says people, you know, politicians or something are not in their prime. Nikki Haley isn't in her prime. Sorry. When a woman is considered to be in her prime in her 20s and 30s and maybe 40s.
What are you talking? Wait.
That's not according to me.
Prime for what?
It depends. I mean, it's just like prime. If you look it up, if you Google when is a woman in her prime, it'll say 20s, 30s, and 40s. I don't necessarily.
40s. Oh, I got another.
I'm not saying
decade.
I agree with that. So I think she has to be careful about saying that, you know, politicians aren't in their prime.
You need to qualify. Are you talking about prime for like childbearing, or are you talking about prime for being president?
What the facts are. Google it. Everybody at home. When is a woman in her prime? It says 20s, 30s, and 40s. And I'm just saying Nikki Haley should be careful about saying that politicians are not in their prime and they need to be in their prime when they serve, because she wouldn't be in her prime according to
Google?
Google or whatever it is. Look, and you have to be careful because older people vote. Older people watch linear television, right? And so she has to be careful about turning off a certain constituency who may be her strongest set of supporters by
more
saying
old people vote than younger people.
Yes,
but I will
that's
say,
the point.
Age is a fair question. Remember we talked about how young Pete Buttigieg was, though? Like everyone said maybe he's not experienced enough when he was running. So I think it's a fair thing. And voters do have real concerns about Biden's age and Trump's age.
He has said that. He said, I mean, President Biden has said over and over and over that, yeah, you should be concerned about my age. And so and he actually has brought it up. It just makes me uncomfortable when people try to use that as sort of a wedge issue. My mom is at 80 years old. I just gave her a surprise birthday party.
80 years young.
80 years
for
young.
Those of us who know her.
Sharp. I mean, is she as physically strong as she once was? No. But mentally, she's sharp. Could she run the country? If she wanted to, I guess she could. But it just depends on the individual. You know, so.
Having covered the Trump White House and the Biden.
Basically, he said what he said, and they pissed off about it, and I understand why. But I don't feel like this lady should be able to judge men politicians off their age, and then they can't come for her age. But this man possibly lost his job. I'm gonna look more into it because Janice says he probably did. You know, I seen an article saying he did, but you know, some of these articles don't be real all the time. So I'm gonna make sure we get to the bottom of it. They done kick Janice out. They get her back in. They cut the shit out of his voice. Yeah, they cut his voice. That's what they do, Will. That's what they do. I ain't gonna. Oh, I see it too. Dr. P said, "You ready? You ready for the truth?" I don't think y'all ready for the truth, man. I've been holding off. I've been holding off on a lot of clips that I got. You know, I be having my uncles and them calling me too sometimes. My aunts and I be having all types of people calling me. Definitely when it comes to those type of topics, though. But now you see in the beginning, at least he said this is, you know, this is a little tricky. You know, like I don't really want to talk about this. And they ain't bring none of it up in that short clip. The only one they keep showing is the short clip when he just straight went at the age. But he even mentioned like she can't be talking about or coming at men politicians for their age when she not that young herself. That's how that all came about. She was saying that all the male politicians, they out of their prime. They too old. You know, like they need young, fresher men in politician. And he looking like, you not in your 30s, 40s even. Like you not that young. You not in your prime if you technically look at it in Google, when is a woman in her prime. So that's how it came up. But they just trying to make it seem like he just came out and just started bashing women and talking about this girl age and all that because you know why she running for president.
And she's Caucasian, and they protect their own. And you know, women are forced nowadays out here. You know, you can't say things. I mean, just like the LGBT community, women have come a long way. So we cut you all. You know, when not Maul, when Mo be saying women is where I jump right in there.
Yeah, like what? Hold on, what?
But again, they baited him, right? You know, they call it bait and switch in the prison term, right? Legal terms. But they baited this man. They got him in that conversation. He didn't say nothing off the rails to me. He did in the beginning say that, Maul. So again, we talking about social media. They worse than the government.
Yeah, that's who running social media, man. Them people's going to court and all that Twitter. All them niggas about to get locked up. Every time I try shit clip, it been removed, but they've been going to court. They trying to lock everybody up. Definitely the ones who own Twitter, everybody Facebook, because they were censoring doctors, real doctors who got degrees, who actually got top flight degrees in the biggest colleges that we decide that is the smart ones out here. But they getting muted on the internet for giving out the information that they came up with, the data that they came up with, because it was against their agenda. So now they like, who is y'all? Did you ever go to school? Now these Twitter executives and all them like, no. Did you know anything about the baddie, this and this and this? Do you know more than this doctor? Who the hell is you to mute these doctors who actually went to school to learn about the baddie and learn everything about these viruses and everything that's going on? How you gonna mute them and say what they saying is not true and what you saying is true when you ain't got the facts yourself and you not even a doctor? So it's time, man. I just like, man, like we've been saying, they the real gangsters. Who that, Yvette? Appreciate you tuning in. Said Yvette says we definitely got to subscribe to your channel. Hit that subscribe button if y'all watching on YouTube. And she says she agree with you, Janice, because this is crazy. And man, Don Lemon, I hope you keep your job. But when it come to women, you know you can't say certain things until now. Now this is gonna be the funniest clip y'all ever seen because it's a kid in the spelling bee, and you know normally spelling bees be tough words. So when a kid don't know a tough word, what they say? They say, "Can I get the definition for it?" Mm-hmm. You know, can you use it in a sentence so they can actually know what you're saying? So out of all the words they decided to use, it was woman, and now it's no clear definition of what is a woman based off that community. Y'all know what we talking about. Link. This is crazy to me because this is what we aiming for. Like this is what we going to.
Ken? Your word is woman.
Well, woman. Can I have the country of origin, please?
I don't. Probably England or Germany or something. Woman.
Can I have the definition, please?
Why don't you ask Judge 1 that question?
Can I have the definition of woman, please?
No.
Why not? I'm allowed to ask for definitions, right?
The thing is, a woman is a woman is
So what she's trying to say is that each person gets to define for themselves what a woman is.
So can you define it?
No. Lincoln?
So what is a woman, y'all? These kids can't even define they can't define what a woman no more, because if you do, you would get your ass Don Lemon. You would get suspended, fired, cut, and I don't know for sure if he did. I gotta keep saying, but I think he did. But he basically got a day off after that. Like, hey, we know ain't nothing wrong with him. So they basically had to give him a timeout for saying what he said. So I want to know what y'all think. What's the definition of a woman? What do we tell our kids now? Like, is they gonna change the definition of a woman inside the book? Because eventually, when they coming for the woman and they get that, you know, the men, we gone. We definitely losing that. You can be out here whatever you want to be. What's your thoughts on this, Janice? They couldn't get this kid a definition of a woman. What's the definition of a woman to you?
Wow, this is why we got to know what's going on with our kids in school, guys, as we can see, right? I mean, hopefully there were some parents in this spelling bee, But wow, this was crazy to me that they couldn't give this young guy the definition of a woman. A person who carries life, right? We have vagina, you know what I'm saying? So man, God made woman and man. The Bible tells us that God put Adam to sleep, pulled a rib out him, and created woman, right? So this is crazy to me that the schools, again, I guarantee this might be Florida, but they really align themselves with the LGBT community. It seems like every aspect of the country now, they running it. So how do they come together so fast and build such a camaraderie amongst each other to go after the government, school system? I mean, big departments, government departments, and they winning. So again, it is strength in numbers, and this should be a learning experience for us to show us that we're powerful in numbers, because that's what they're doing.
Yeah, they got me looking it up. I'm over here like I'm tripping, and all I see is they saying a woman is an adult female human being. Like a woman is a female, so it's crazy. They confusing our kids. That little boy over there, like what's going on? I like that they made this clip. Of course they acting, but that's how far America is gone with this stuff. Like you ain't gonna be able to define anything as what it is already, because that thing can decide to say, you know what, I'm not a woman, or eventually be like, oh, I'm a dog, I'm a cat, I'm not a human, I'm just a spiritual being. You're gonna have people all the time, I'm just spiritual, I'm not human at all. Like, come on, man, you know what I mean? That's a car, that's a house. Don't start just flipping everything. They flipping everything, and it's getting scary, y'all. I think it's getting scary. They say, what is a female? That's gonna be the next question.
Right.
What is a female? Yeah, it's a woman that can conceive a kid, I guess. I just feel like a woman has obviously got a womb. It can actually give life. Woman can give life. That's it. Man, we can help, we can assist, but we can't actually, give.
Carry it, do none of that.
Yeah, that's
9 months.
Society has redefined what we say. Shaking my head. Exactly. We confused now. We ain't that confused. We just allow them to do these things, and I'm to the point that I'm tired of it. Lately it's been a bunch of shootings and stuff going on. I was trying to stay away from that as much as possible. Definitely out there. I think in Georgia it was a lot of shoot. I know.
Man,
like
this weekend was horrible.
Yeah.
9 kids got shot. I mean, 9 at one event. They was, at a gas station, a spillover from a party. Several people got shot down here. It's so, I can't even keep up with it. But this is because of the gun laws.
This is sickening, man. This is
and the poverty and the economical structure here, or everything.
She said, Houston every day. Don't get mad, woman, but bitches describe some of y'all. Man, I'm gonna let y'all see. I be deep on some of these things. Sometimes I go a little too deep. I know y'all. Apologize for that. But they just taking it too far for me. Like society is gone. Like we lost society. This is the new drip. This is what they call the new drip now, Janice. Like these kids dripping out here. Like this is crazy. He barely got them on.
Oh.
Yeah, this is the new drip, y'all. The Timberlands with the pants. I remember they got on us for even wearing our pants hanging and stuff like that. Now this just the drip. This is where we going with society, because if these ballers players wearing it, look, they got skirts. Dudes wearing skirts with a coat on. Like who would do that? But this was society coming to. They start. Man, I seen Eagles players came to the Super Bowl with stuff on like that. Like some of our best players, I was like, "You serious?" I'm like, "Nah, this gone too far." Like, look at this. This is crazy.
They're gonna be outside like that too, Maul. Trust me.
Yeah, it just. I don't know, man. I don't know who drip this is, man, but this what y'all gonna be wearing this summer. I'm not even coming outside. I'm gonna go ahead and just stay in the house, Janice. I don't think this time is for me. I think I missed my time. I supposed to been born like in the 40s, I think. I think I came a little late. I say I love the deepness, more. Appreciate it. I don't think you're gonna love the next one I talk about. Dr. P, man. I'll be nervous messing with Dr. P in the comments. Normally I just go hard, I just go hard and I just go ahead and say what I gotta say. But this one right here gonna ruffle some feathers. Hopefully y'all sit down, take some notes, because we're gonna get to the truth. A lot of these things and why we at where we at. Janice, don't you have a last name, right?
Yes.
I have a last name. I'm a Robinson. Like we got our last name from somewhere. Martin Luther King have a last name. You know anybody that don't have a last name?
No, I don't know anybody that doesn't have a last name.
Even John Wick got a last name. Like his name John Wick. That's crazy, because we're gonna get to that. We're gonna start making sense out of the things that just don't make sense to me. Because it don't make sense to me, that don't mean it don't make sense to other people. But I never understood why certain people in certain books didn't have last names. Like, why is it just Jacob? Why is it just James? Why is it just Paul? Like, the hell is these people last name? I want to know about some kin of these people. Like, who is these people? So I'd rather another person say it, because it seems like when it come off with older people, people that been around, been talking about this way longer than I did, and they know more than I know. I'm still learning as I go, so it's hard to really teach things that I'm still learning. But just check this man out, and y'all give me y'all thoughts in the comments, and we're gonna be honest after.
Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John, who were they? Matthew who? Mark who? Luke who? And John who? What were their last names? When did they write? Did they know Jesus Christ? Did they walk with Jesus Christ? Did they eat with Jesus Christ? Did they talk with Jesus Christ? Did they even meet Jesus Christ? The answer is no, 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 no. Conclusively. The earliest of them that wrote 40 years after Jesus Christ, so they never met him. The last of them wrote 80 years after Jesus Christ, never met him. The other thing is, all of them seem to have written the gospel according to. Now, when you write a letter, do you sign it according to? Where in the world is a document with only one name of 4 different writers that did not meet the one whom they're writing about? Where is that accepted in the whole world? Nowhere except in the Bible. Because a writer would not write his first name according to. And there's a great amount of suspicion that the man called Paul, Saul of Tarsus, that because he wrote all the books from Acts all the way to the end of the New Testament, how many books is that? How many? 16, 15, 17, 19? All the books of Acts on, Colossians, Ephesians, Corinthians, Romans, Galatians, all of those books are written by whom? Paul, Saul of Tarsus, another man who never walked, who never talked, who never met, who never ate, who never prayed, who never knew Jesus Christ. Isn't that something? Now here we find 4 writers and another one between them that wrote all the New Testament books that never talked, never walked, never ate, never prayed, never met the man called Jesus Christ. And Paul, by the way, before he had that vision on the road to Damascus that only he saw and only he heard, guess what his occupation was? Do you know? He was a bounty hunter, a hunter of Christians, hunting them down like animals, binding them and bringing them to where? To Rome, so that they could be executed. Now, if Hitler, after killing thousands of Jews, said that on the road to Berlin, he had a vision that he was named an apostle to the Jews, and he wrote 20 books that all the Jews are supposed to follow, do you think they would be following that book?
No, they would not. Would they be following that book? I'm sorry. Some of y'all, some people don't even know who wrote the Bible. They don't care who wrote the Bible. They just say it got a name on it. They don't understand these stories was written after the death of somebody. Like Janet, if you pass away, can't no random dude that never met you, don't know nothing about you or anything about you, write about you. But this what happened. This is how we got our book. But a lot of people don't care to do the history on how we got the book. They just don't care about how these people got their name, where their names come from. None of them got last names. But I had to share this clip because whenever I try to say some of these things, it don't come out like his do. You know, it's like he been talking about it so long that it just come off so easy. But what's your thoughts after hearing this? You learn anything or got to research some of anything that you heard?
For sure. A lot of information right there. It's a lot to unpack. But the brother's on to something. We just got to do the research to show ourselves approved. So I will go back and look and research and find the information for me so that I'll know the information, because people could say anything. You know, the mouth can say anything. So I like to get the and then where am I getting the information from? The people that's writing, you know what I'm saying? So it's kind of hard. But again, I got to do the research. I would like to know. But yeah, it's this was funny right here, Maul. But you know, a lot of people are going to make their own perception and judgment on anything, everything, right? So where do we get the truth from? Where does, you know what I'm saying? How do you formulate it? You need a reference point. Yeah. So again, what is his reference point?
It's like, where are these people? You know, it's just like, when we gonna start using common sense? Like, we would never write a letter to somebody without signing it. We would put our name. Most people that's out here, even authors today that write books, they got first and last name. These people did. And then another thing, a lot of people love to say, well, it's missing books. I seen that too, Dr. P. I hear that all the time. It don't matter. It was just more books they wrote after the death of Jesus. They can't write about somebody they never met. They never sat with this guy. They never prayed with this guy. And most of the people that was writing these books, they was criminals. That's why they like to say, well, God used some of the like worst people, you know, to do some of these things. You ain't got to be. It don't matter. They wrote this. And if I write something, I can control a lot of people. If I write about somebody that never existed or I don't even know exists, but I can say they did, and I can get people to believe that, I can get millions and millions of people to follow me. That's why the book Story Eli, if y'all ever seen Eli with Denzel Washington, that's why that book was so powerful. It was a book, it was a holy book, but they knew whoever had that book can control people by the massive. That's all you need, because people want to know what happened to them after life. And if somebody don't know, what do you think they're gonna do? They're gonna give you an answer. So people can think of things that can happen. You know, okay, this may happen. This may happen. What you think happened 40 years before we got here? You know, oh, it was a guy named such and such that did these miracle things and da da da. They can make up. They was creators, and I liked it. I liked the stories that was told, because a lot of the stories that was told, I found out they stole them stories anyway. So it's like, even though they wrote these books or whatnot, they still was stolen stories from other religions or Greek mythology, but we say not even real. So it's like they will bash other people like Hades and Horus and a lot of these other stories. They say this is Greek mythology. Okay, but this what y'all got this story from. So if these stories fake, then the rest of these stories fake. But I just encourage a lot of people to do their research, you know, because I was a diehard Christian. I loved it inside out. But now I love history. I love to learn where these books came from. I want to learn everything about it, like why it even come about. And when you find out, it was mostly over control, you know, but it's hard to tell people that today because you already programmed to believe whatever in the book instead of knowing who wrote the book. You know, so that's just my point on it, Janice. But I already know we're going to get a lot of backlash on that one.
But even the slave masters, you know, they use the Bible to control the slaves. We got to remember that, right? And the one scripture they loved so much was that the Bible tells them to obey your masters. Right? They love that part of the scripture, right? But you know, Peter and John and Timothy, a lot of the apostles, all of the apostles walked with Jesus. So I'm guessing what he's saying that they didn't write these books till 100 years after Christ. You know what I'm saying? But they walked with him. That's what the Bible tells us. So It's like, oh my God. So in my head, it's like, we need more books on. I have the Vine's Dictionary, Concordance, all that stuff. And now it's like, more being on this show, it's like, what in the world? Now it's like, I've been programmed to believe something. So how do I get to the truth of it? But I do believe that Jesus was died and raised. He rose on the third day. I believe that in my heart, because they tell us if you don't, then you ain't going to hell. I mean, you going to hell.
Exactly.
So it scares you into believing information.
Exactly. That's why I ask people, do you believe in God and Jesus because you do, or just because you don't want to go to hell? I ask a lot of kids that, and they say because they don't want to go to hell. They don't know. They don't care. They can't see Jesus. They can't hear from him. They just taking from other people's stories and what they was told. And we got to remember, we once was them kids. So when I talk to them kids and I get their answers, I'm like, damn, that's something I would have said back then. Like, that's exactly what I've been saying, but I ain't had nobody come to me at their age and ask me questions like that. They would mostly just push it into me. You know, like, this what Jesus wants you to do. If you don't do this, oh, God always watching, he this and he that. And I'm like, okay. It's like, how y'all know that? And it's like, why did, if all that's equal, why did he show favoritism to only a few? You know, like, he'd get powers to this one, but there's other people out there that he just ain't trust. Like, it always take that one person here. Like, nah. God living in all of us. So we all waiting on a prophet or waiting on a pastor, TD Jakes, that actually help us and uplift us. Then we in trouble already. You should be able to talk to God yourself. Just like when they say Moses went up to the mountain, all of them metaphors. Yeah, he went up to the mountain, but he was on the land of Pioneer. Go to the land of Pioneer. Like, that's all they talking about is a pioneer. And he spoke with God. And the only way you can speak with God in the spiritual realm, if you tap in with yourself. You know, that's why I always say, take care of the temple. He's talking about you, talking about your body. But these just other ways. But we got to understand, people wrote to make these curses real. You know, like Harry Potter. 100 years from now, I can't imagine what the kids can say about Harry Potter. I can say that nigga really lived. I can say Harry Potter and all of them was actually out here. It's books about it. You know, like, if you don't put fiction or facts these days, you really won't know based off the Bible, because the Bible got a lot of magic in it, and they tell us don't practice magic. You know, black magic this, black magic that. Like, these dudes is turning staffs into snakes. These dudes is parting the sea. These dudes is walking on water, healing the sick. It's a lot of things they doing that's magic. Only thing you hear in movies. Like, so it's just like, until you can show me something, then I ain't believe. I believe it's a God for real. You know, but you're not gonna guide me and tell me how I should live based off your instructions. You know, that's no different than a book. Or when you go to a job, it's a manuscript. They're gonna tell you on your training, this what you can and cannot do. If you do this, you get fired. You do this, you get fired. You do this, you get fired. No different. You do this, you go to hell. You do this, you go to hell. You do. Who the hell went to hell, came back and was like, look, man, God not playing. Like, it's burning down there, it's hot. And then who came back was like, oh, it's lovely in heaven. You know, like, I love it out here. It just pray. If somebody said dead folks right now, they'd be scared. Because we programmed to be scared. That's why they got scary movies. Movies ain't that scary no more. It ain't that scary. You're an adult now. It don't scare you as much. So a lot of people be thinking that the movie just got bad. Nah, you watch a little 5-8-year-old now, they still scared of the new Chucky. You like, damn, you scared of him? You couldn't say now, Chucky. You scared of this Michael Myers? So it's just like, no, they just young. So they already going to be scared. But as you get older, you like, nah, I'm no longer scared of that. But I just look at it like Christmas. We had Santa Claus. They made sure we look forward to Santa. We made sure we did good. You had to do good in school. You had to be a good kid. If you did, you might not get none. You might get salt thrown in your eye, all this little stuff they made up. But eventually we grew out of it because we started to notice, like, nigga, ain't no Santa. Like, come on, man. So they give you somebody else born December 25th who also celebrate the same day. They give you a new Santa. That's how I look at it. And that's named Jesus. He's just a big guy in red. Then they turn him into this guy that died for your sins. But look up the winter solstice. That's my last thing for y'all. Then y'all understand why Jesus' birthday on the 25th. The winter solstice. That's when the sun dies, which is they call Horus. Is Jesus Christ. He's the sun. He died for 2 days. He died and he come back all the time. The sun does this every time around December 23rd. 22nd, like the 22nd, 23rd, it dies for a couple of days, and then it come back on the 25th and rise again. That's all they talking about. Look it up. This is real life, though. This really real facts. You can see this every year happens. This happened every year. So that's why they keep saying Jesus died for us and he came back. And yes, Jesus died for us all the time. It's the Son. Jesus give us life. He's the Son. So when y'all hear them say the Son of God, they literally saying the Son of God. not literally a man or a dude that walked on water. That's just me. Do y'all research though. I'm telling y'all, do y'all research. I ain't gonna hold y'all too long. We got like 2 minutes left. Janice, give him some good energy before we go. And I already know. Pray for me. Pray for me.
Hey, we all have our opinions, our processes, or way of filtering information through our system. So, to each his own. I don't debate or tell people if you live in this way, you should believe this. Nah, not me. I'm just going off what I know, what I feel, what I've been taught. And sometimes you have to, yes, peel some of those layers off to get to the real truth. But we talked about racism, right? A child. We understand that racism is taught in the home. It's taught. My Grammy is 7. Thank God on me. But racism is a learned behavior. Or behaviors that we have, the things that we do, the habits we have are learned behaviors. Period. We go out and we see something we like. We want to learn, just like when you first learn how to ride a bike. You got to try. You want to fall, you got to get back up and try again. That's determination. So, and a woman simply we have a womb. Because, they was like, whoa, man, women are beautiful, right? We carry children. We carry in our womb. We carry life, right? We birth children out of there. So, again, it's you can see them clearly pushing an agenda on the young kids. And it's getting younger and younger. They're in the daycare centers now. So now I have to be like, oh, wait a minute, y'all. We talked about this on the show today. So, you know what I'm saying? People I know that have kids in the daycare, they need to be mindful and watchful and vigilant what's going on. And then we have to be able to tell our own narrative. You're in control of your own narrative. You know what? People can say what they want to say. Well, who cares, right? But the bottom line is be in control of your own narrative. You put your narrative out there. There's a lot of fixing, a lot of reprogramming, deprogramming. All those things happen in the course of this journey that we're on, guys. But the bottom line is God is love. We are love, right? So show love. Be love today. And it's ongoing. You got to love yourself. You got to have self-awareness, and you got to have self-care. So love on yourself. Nurture yourself. And as I always say, self-care is giving the world the best of you instead of what's left of you.
It is. Appreciate y'all for tuning in as always. I'm just saying some of these comments late. My bad. I had my head turned this way to this screen so I couldn't see it. Dr. P, Slicky Woo. What she say? I'm a believer. She's talking about more programming us. Nah, I ain't programming y'all. I'm just opening y'all eyes to see. They blindfolded all of us. I've been there before. Say we are programmed and learning is wrong. So who to say your thoughts are right? That's why I said I'm not telling you they right. The preacher would tell you they is right. They would tell you the Bible is true in and out. It's the word of God. I'm not telling you that what I'm saying. I'm telling you to research and see for yourself that it's older information out there. So all this information that I'm talking about outdate the Bible, then who had it first? What is true? That's all I'm saying. I'm encouraging y'all to research. I'm not going to tell y'all what to believe. And some people can research it without and still come up with the same conclusion. Like, oh, nah, what they say in this book is true. But I just want y'all to look up sun gods. That's it. If y'all look up the sun gods, y'all will see that it's hundreds of sun gods. A lot of them outdate Jesus. They've been around way before Jesus. We know that we know the wall, even in Egypt. In Egypt, we know all about the pyramids. It's drawings of these characters on these walls with these names that actually are sun gods born to virgins. They actually had the same life as Jesus. So that's all I'm doing is encouraging y'all to open your eyes to other things out here and do your research. We gotta remember most of these things we took on because we was young. We believed in Santa because our parents told us to believe in Santa. We believe in most of these religions because our parents told us to, or an adult figure told us to. It ain't basically off your learning. So go learn these things as an adult and just see, do any of these things actually make sense to you? Now, if they do, then hey, then you at least it's preached good. All religion mostly preach good. I don't really know too many of them that tell us to go out there and do violence, hate each other. So it don't really matter what religion, as long as you follow religion, but you want to know where this religion came from. be ready to just open your eyes and understand that it might be some things you might not want to hear, or your preacher might laugh out. This is us. We just gonna be adults, but
study to show yourself approved.
That's it. We ain't gonna hold y'all too long. Y'all already know we love y'all, and if ain't nobody tell you they love y'all today, we do. From this time to the next time, peace.
Peace.
Out of here.
We love you guys. Stay safe out there. Do your research, man. I'm mad. I got 3 assignments right here to do. Keep looking at them going, man, it's a lot of reading when you go, man. That's why I see why people don't like to go back to school. Man, you have the time for this. I'm like, help.
I be scared to talk about some of these things. My mama gone now. Normally after the show, my mother would call me ASAP, especially if I'm talking like this. Oh man, she'd have been getting on me. Whatever the Bible say, it is what it is. But mama gone now, man. I gotta have a mind of my own. I encourage y'all to be the same. I love y'all. Oh, my big sister in here. What's up, sis?
Yes.
Who else we had in here, Janice, before we go?
We had Bernice, Dr. Purpose, as always, Angie, and DJ Slicky. Malik was in there with plenty of conversation. Big D came in here, Stan the Man came through, Kimberly was in here, Monty, I ain't seen you in a minute, Monty. We had Yvette in here, Miss Henderson was in here, and Big Sis Trina.
Okay, Mama Reynolds, Kim, I seen y'all. Appreciate y'all tuning in as always, Lady B and all of y'all, the crew. And Janice, my bad for sending the link late, it ain't go through. But we'll be back tomorrow at 1 o'clock with Dr. P. And I seen she put a comment saying she gonna get her husband to come on. So that'd be great, man. You know, he always welcome. And if y'all want to come on the show, y'all always welcome. Just let us know and we'll send you the invite. Until then, we love y'all. We out.
Yes. And then I'm gonna do a little piece on Stan's mom. Tomorrow, since we're in Black History Month. And then Friday, I'm gonna try to bring in a friend of mine. She walked one of the first ones in America, Georgia, who, you know, when they had the schools segregated. So again, just people out here, man, that got some life stories.
Yeah, that's what I want to hear. I want to hear from them people, man. The history from them people, because other than that, we came over here in slavery on a boat, tied down. It was I don't believe none of that. I'm going to get to that tomorrow too, y'all. We're going to talk about it. I got people blowing me. I told you, I can't talk about this topic. They calling already. We out, Jan.
All right. Love you, Mom. Love you guys. Stay safe, everyone.